here we are. We're going live from Giga-bites Gaming Café at Giga-con. This is our Champions event. There is one person watching this game, Michael. So we're going live. I'm Rob. We'll get the scores sorted out here very soon, and we'll get commentating on this. Today we have Ryan Nope from, I believe, he's from Florida. I'm not actually sure. Sorry if I get that wrong. He is playing Shadow. Ryan is on the right side of the screen. He is playing Retribution, and he is playing... it's not plugged in. Sorry. I'm getting joined by Matt Miller over here. I'm just the only one who's going to be able to hear anything. Sorry, maybe you can fill me in. What's Ryan playing today?
Garryth 2. He's playing in Shadows of the Retribution, the only Retribution theme. And he's got Silas, a Phoenix, double Harpies, 2 Arcanists, Narn, who I hate, Mage Hunter, Assassin, got some Infiltrators with Iris 3, got some Infiltrators, got some other Infiltrators, both of those have soulless attachments. He's got the Spears of Scyrah, Mage Hunter Strike Force with the UA. So, what is Scaverous in? What theme is he in?
I am unsure. I'll go ask.
Looks like he... No, it's fine. He's in Black Industries.
Black Industries as always.
Yep.
Always Black Industries. Oh, and today we are in Champions, so This is with the limited casters. There we go. We've got...
Michael's actually only playing...
Are we good to start whenever?
Yeah, you guys are good to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Start whenever you need to, guys.
I need some tape for these ear pieces.
Here, if you want to listen to him.
That's fine.
Do
you not have another jack?
No. We'll figure it out. All right, guys.
Well, my commentary is going to be really fun because I can't hear anything.
That's the best type of Matt commentary, when he has no idea what he's talking about.
I mean, that's all of the Matt commentary, right? I'm actually mostly worried that I'm either going to be too loud or too soft.
Actually, I think you're good.
Okay.
This is pretty good pickup. Just talk at your normal volume.
Sure. Well,
just don't shout what you think they should do.
Yeah, like we're on the other side of a wall from them, so they probably could hear me if I started talking really loudly. So... You know, if I started, like, yelling, like, Rianne, what are you doing? Rianne, you're going to get TK'd to death. I'd probably get in trouble.
Yeah, you would. We would not be cool with you doing that.
What if I yelled it?
We're utmost professionals over here.
What if I yelled it while, like, after Scaverous had acted in a turn, and then I yelled, like, and it was still Michael's turn, and I yelled, Rianne, you're going to get TK'd.
I think that still counts as table talk. And
I think that's probably fair.
Consummate professionals here. At,
Neither one of us have ever table talked.
Mysterious talking.
Mysterious table talking
Did you
Yeti
say
man.
consummate or consonant? Like, do you just have a capital P under professionals, but in quotations?
No, it's professionals.
Oh,
with a PH.
Gotcha.
Whoa. So they're getting started. Did you see? Since I just joined you, who's got first turn?
I think. Ooh, that's a good question. I did not catch that. Either they removed their pins, their mics,
or nobody told them.
I think we've got Rianne is first.
Rianne, okay.
Because he set up his
advanced play.
Yeah, he's waiting to set up his his own.
Yeah, at least for here.
Yeah, so they're discussing where they're going to be setting up things. Michael is intelligently asking what the heck Rianne's army does, which is the most important of phases. Yeah. What does your caster do?
Yeah. Well, we could. Do we have the ability to actually stream their volume, or is it just coming to us?
We can.
Okay.
I need to mute it a little bit. We can get that set up though.
Okay.
Go ahead. Here, you listen. I'm doing some technical stuff.
Rob's doing some technical stuff. I think that's kind of fun.
Okay.
So, yeah, it looks like they're just still setting up. So
how do you think this game's gonna go? Just to call it from the get-go. I'm unfamiliar with Rianne, and I am familiar with, but I've heard he's a pretty good player.
I mean, I will say that Garryth 2 is scary, hence his nickname, Scary Gary.
Gary.
I mean, that. I'm pretty sure they just put that in the CID. They were like, Garryth, Scary Gary 2.
He's
so spoopy.
He's the spoopiest of casters.
Yeah.
He's pretty intense on some stuff. I have only actually experienced him from CID. I didn't get to play against him at all in since he's come out. But he's on paper he looks pretty good.
No, he's pretty good. From what I understand, he is kind of the answer into Scorn for
why is that?
a lot of Shadows players. Rasheth actually has a lot of tools into Assyria, which is another popular caster, especially because. Sorry, Rob just blew my eardrums out.
Is that better?
I don't know if I have the ability to hear anymore. Like, he took the headphones off of me to listen himself, and now he wants to kill. I don't know. Rob's one of those millennials. He just doesn't really care about life anymore. No, Garryth, like, mortality is a big deal, and Rasheth has a lot of game into Assyria, and a lot of people are playing Assyria either in.
They've got some technical issues. I'm gonna make sure everything's working right. Something up.
To be fair, I firmly expect to be more like. I firmly expect to be more like literally every second.
Sorry, everybody. Please bear with us. We're trying to get this set up. I blame Rob. It's all Rob's fault.
I think he did it for a very good reason. I don't blame him at all. No. And the cage and the board states. No, I'm like this. So we can do it again in Maine too.
So I don't think they need to boil on clock. Great.
So we were just having clock problems? Is that what was going on?
Yeah, there were some issues with one of the clocks that I need to now figure out how to fix. So we had to go and get a older one, which is a far less technical tool, but it is what it is. Alright, so I'm gonna get my monitor set up after this one.
Alright, I'm pretty stoked to see how this plays out. Rian has a lot of shooting. It's relatively low power, but it all is Jack Hunter.
Yeah.
So, and
Oh
Garryth,
yeah, they have all Jack.
yeah, and
Things I don't know.
And Garryth has mortality, obviously, which is a big deal. And looking at Michael's list, I don't see anything that stops him from having I don't see any upkeep removal.
I should fix the
I guess mortality is not an upkeep, so that would be, kind of irrelevant. But what I mean is there's not Orin or anything like that.
There's no Arcane Vortex or anything like that.
Who would play a caster without Arcane Vortex? who would play a faction without just a battle engine that has Arcane Vortex that you can like fill up with your own stuff? Like, why would you do that?
Meanwhile, I'm just gonna give you a hard, dirty look. I say that after like maining Cold Grima for like 8 months.
Yeah, so like I played Cryx, and you played Cold Grima, and I was like, well, I can kill stuff as long as I put a debuff.
Oh, poor man.
Man, that Mountain King would be really easy to kill if I could hit it with spells.
Ah, shucks. It's like I made a plan or to play around
I
some
know.
of the lists.
What I wish is that you couldn't just play around my stuff and only my stuff.
Man, the problem is we play too much.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We should probably pay attention to what's happening. Rian looks like he's just running up to grab some board space.
He's engaging in some classic run machine.
Yeah.
You know, which I still think is kind of the lamest name, but it is actually oddly descriptive of the first turn.
Yeah. If you want to just switch to their audio while they're, because I mean he's talking pretty decently.
Pretty decently.
Yeah.
I will turn that on.
Because I don't think they necessarily need to hear our commentary over, Rian moving.
All right.
We're just kind of babbling at this point.
Like we do most times.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go.
All right.
You will now be able to hear the soothing discussion between Michael and Rian. Boom.
My guess is going to be that Michael's going to stick. Scaverous has an armor buff. My guess is he's going to stick it on Deathjack.
Oh, and we got a guy flying in, and we can't wait to meet you, Alexander.
Oh man, he's not here yet?
No, he's flying in. I would assume he had to work today.
Oh, that's fair. It is Friday. I keep forgetting that. I have off today, so I was like, yeah, whatever. Woke up at 10:30. It's a weekend. That checks out.
My girlfriend, just to take it completely away from War Machine, she was complaining just the other day about how she gets like 1 day off every 4 days, which is just bizarre.
Yeah.
You know. And for me, I'm just like excessively flexible.
What's he checking threat to?
Kind of flexible, like these two lists.
Jesus. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, so what's he checking threat to, right? What was he checking threat? Rob again has the headphones. I'm not allowed to play in the sprinklers.
Oh my God. Give you the damn headphones.
No, I don't want them. I don't want them now.
Well, then you don't get to complain.
Oh, that's not how this works.
Oh man. So
I assume
I
he's.
think those are some mage hunters.
Okay, I think
Because he
he's.
is playing shadows, so I think my guess.
Oh,
on
okay.
Mage hunters.
My question was: is Michael Michael looked like he was checking threat to a jack, and so I wondered if he was thinking about trying to like TK get something on the jack first turn.
Given that he's playing Scaverous, I think that's probably fair.
I mean, he also has double TK with. Oh no, TK still only once a turn.
Once per turn per model.
Yeah, but I meant like because Deathjack can't then cast it.
No.
Yeah, on the same model.
Scaverous doesn't have anything cool like Gallows, does he?
No,
No, that would be like really.
That's what I was.
good.
That's what I was trying to think of at first. I was like,
It's not like there's a caster.
that's what I was thinking, and then I remembered that TK doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. But you can. I think. What's Scaverous spell list? I haven't played against a lot of them.
He has telekinesis. He has an armor buff. I believe it's Death Ward, but I forget. He has a spell that's -2 defense unless you're immune to cold for model unit. Icy Grip, I want to say it's called. He has a pretty interesting 4-inch AoE debuff. It's an AoE for POW 13, but everything, and it stays in play, and everything underneath the AoE is -2 armor. So technically it's a POW 15 and then POW 9 under the blast, and then everything that dies in that AoE, he gets their soul regardless of range.
So he is
that's called
actually
Feast of Worm.
activating Scaverous right now. He's
Okay.
put Death Ward on Deathjack.
Death Ward, yep. I actually like Scaverous quite a bit with Banes because I think Icy Grip is cool and TK helps them in the threat
He's
department.
TKing something. Jeez, Matt, you just keep talking.
That, I mean, we had this discussion off air. But I told Rob if I had a job that was just me talking into a microphone, I don't think I'd ever like leave. I just love to talk into the void.
You should just be a late night radio DJ.
I need a niche.
A niche?
A Nike.
A Nike. I think so. He's sitting on 3, so he's pretty scared of. Well, this is me because I'm just like fury and focus. That's for cowards. Camping is for cowards.
Or for people who don't want to die.
Nah, it's for cowards. I never lost a game because I didn't camp fury or focus. I swear.
There was an awkward staring into each other's eyes for a second. You know,
I think it might just be Michael's a better player than me. So
I wasn't gonna say anything. Yeah. So Michael's just getting set up, trying to stay out of some threat ranges.
Ooh, we got some sprays.
Sprays
for dice. Yeah, so whenever I play games like this, I'm always a little sad when I have like a jack or a beast brick and I go against a blob like this. Because like those movements, particularly early game, until you can really get some work done, are so important, and it takes so much of your clock.
Yeah, Rian looked like he took about 2 minutes to take his first turn.
Yeah.
And Michael is, I can't see the clock, but I can't. It's down there at the bottom, but I can't read it. But
Michael is at 54 minutes.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to take about a 10-minute turn one because he can do work this turn. So it's not like he's doing it for no reason, but it always kind of puts me on the back foot when I take a 10-minute first turn, even if I'm doing stuff on that turn.
I'm usually pretty happy when I get a 10-minute first turn. That's quick, so, you know.
I think probably my favorite game that I played against... No, I've had a lot of really good games against Rob. We played his first game into Rasheth's Triple Battle Engines with his Morvana 1 Tharn, and his first turn took about a half hour.
God damn.
His bottom of 1 was about a half hour.
That was an awful game.
And that was after, because top of 1 I took the well off, and then the rest of the game, it was at least 20, but I think it was closer to 30. It was
that
fun.
game was so bad.
I mean, unless you were the Scorn player.
I won on so many ways.
There were a lot of ways. Because I think, anyway.
The only one you didn't have was Assassination.
I mean, I could have just not won on Scenario until I got an Assassination, right? But that would have been mean.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Don't drop Morvana 1 into that list.
Yeah. All right. So Michael got a couple. Looks like Michael picked up one guy with a spray. So he's doing pretty much the similar thing over here, just trying to get some sprays going.
Deathjack is actually charging something.
Oh.
So yeah, he's sending Deathjack in.
That's interesting.
Well, remember, he's got Death Ward on him, so he gets to choose the column, right?
Sure.
So even though I think he's got Blessed up the wazoo, as long as he doesn't just get one rounded, which is possible. Or maybe Rian seems to know something I don't.
One of my favorite things to do with Deathjack is TK shenanigans, which it doesn't look like he is able to, which doesn't look like what he's doing right now. But you can do things like TK with Deathjack and then slam. Like you can put yourself actually in an angle to slam, or like charge and then TK yourself as like a mini repo, stuff like that.
I love how they're not using our dice cam.
Oh, we should yell at them.
Well, actually, I might see if I can't set up 2 on each side of the tables, because we've got enough cameras, but
I got you.
We're running short on USB ports.
Weird.
So that's the issue.
Looks... Never mind, I won't say that. We have a lot of cables. I was going to make a really fun analogy, but John has reminded me that we're PG-13.
You heard it here, guys.
PG-13. I'm not allowed to drink and podcast or drink and stream. Well, I mean... I say heinous things. I mean, I usually mean, I'm almost exclusively mean them as a joke, but that doesn't make them less heinous. In fact, sometimes that makes them more heinous. Right.
Yeah. I think this is funny. Oh, it's not.
It's not, though.
All right, so
Okay,
Jack
so-
did some work, and he's hiding behind that forest from, I think, those charges.
Okay, did he like TK himself, or was he just able to place himself there and after the charge?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because I can't hear,
I think he was just.
and you can't hear either because I'm talking at you.
Yeah, no. So it's like I have these monitors set up,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't hear you. So what I should do is just shut the monitor off like a smart person for you.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
I promise we're professionals.
Super pro.
I mean, not at
guys.
this, but
We're professionals at something.
we're professionals at other things. Like, I like Michael a lot, but I got to go for Rian because Rian works in my field.
Oh, is he
Yeah,
kitchen
he-
manager as well?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not the manager.
That was a low blow.
Yeah, it was, but it was funny.
All right. So he works as well as an attorney of law.
Yep. I'm led to believe that he passed the bar last year.
There you go.
Yep.
So
And-
you heard it here, guys. If you ever get into legal trouble, you can play War Machine and be defended or something
Or something.
by our very own
I haven't.
Matt Miller.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or
I,
Rian.
I was like, no, I don't actually know what Rian practices, so I can't actually promote him, or I would.
Yeah,
Which maybe he wouldn't appreciate if I was like, oh yeah, just come to him.
yeah.
He's
This is gonna little known. He's been keeping it a secret from everybody because
Oh, yeah.
everybody he knows hates lawyers or something.
oh man.
Sorry, buddy.
So fun fact, and then we'll get back to War Machine. Looks like Michael just finished his turn. He did some work, but I'm a little scared about how this is going to play out for him. Looks like Rian's going to do. Oh, he's bringing on some mage hunters, or infiltrators rather.
They're mage hunters, right?
Probably.
Everything in this list is mage hunters. I just know some of them combo strike and some of them have guns.
I think the ones that combo strike also have guns.
That would probably make sense for
I mean,
Rhett.
I'm pretty sure most of them have guns, and then just some of them stab you.
Got it. I don't know. I just know I don't like this theme much. Not that it's like I dislike it. I just don't like early playing against it.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. The infiltrators do not have guns. Why did I think they have guns? But they are the ones with combo strike.
They hit hard, and they take down in this theme, which is really obnoxious
Yeah.
to me because I play trolls and have been playing a lot of Tharn recently. So
Well-
I don't like ambushing takedowns.
Thankfully, the
Forgot.
Thankfully, the takedown is not going to be important against Michael. However, I think the blessed is going to affect, like we were talking about, Death Ward. But
Just double checking something. Alright, we're still live.
yeah, yeah, it looks like he's just putting some infiltrators down.
Just have us. Sometimes I don't.
What's really funny is that it's stuck on the same picture
Yeah.
for us.
There we go.
Yep. So we got some infiltrators on.
Yeah, we got some infiltrators going on. He's asking if that Jack has stealth.
Oh no.
This could be bad.
I mean, I'm pretty. I don't get it. I'm not sure what Deathjack is doing up there. I guess is Deathjack trying to tank an entire army, and maybe that would be worth it.
Yeah.
Like if the entire army. Garryth's feat's also gonna, I think, be kind of brutal into Michael. The getting to shoot on Michael's turn. Now it's Black Industries, so for a lot of it, that's not going to matter. But like the lights that don't have carapace in our armor 14 are going to suck. It's going to suck for that. I wonder if Michael's just trying to get him to
Commit hard.
commit and then maybe get an assassination out. I don't know. Michael's a smart player though, so I don't.
Well, Garryth has a pretty fun feat to protect himself from sort of like getting arc node run up and
Yeah.
TK,
Yeah.
because he could just unload on the arc nodes, or at
Yeah.
least enough to.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, like the
Snipe him
feat's
out.
not super great, or the feat is not going to be a fun turn for Michael.
getting some mechanics going.
Cool. Just doing some empowering.
Powering some boys.
Yeah. I hate playing against Ret because when they stop, like when they're like, okay, I'm not going to allocate anything, and then before they activate their jacks are all full focus, and it always makes me very sad.
Yeah, I hate the jacks.
Also don't like shields because when I do like 12 damage, I'm like, sweet, I knocked the system out, and they're like, nah, dog.
Bastards.
Yep, that ain't me. Hey, we're joined by the best among us, Tommy.
The greatest.
Certainly the best looking.
I think that's a given.
Yeah. Tommy, we've got Rianne versus Michael. It's Scaverous and Black Industries versus Garryth 2 and Shadows.
I fixed the stupid thing. Sorry, I got really excited. Sorry.
So, I'm not exactly sure how this matchup goes because I don't see any of these guys.
For those who are unaccustomed to the new voice on the stream, we have Tommy, the greatest among us, stats go.
Introduced him already.
He is,
How softly do we have to talk so that
that's,
they can't hear
you're
us?
fine.
Okay.
Oh, so they can't hear us? That's a good question.
We don't know. We're just table talking the whole time.
I mean, so far we haven't said anything like, oh no, watch out, Garryth feeded, you're going to get killed. So,
We're going to get you.
yeah.
All right, so Death Jack is taking some damage.
Oh, they can't see me.
Yeah, so
No, that would be professional things if they could see us.
I really am interested in what Deathjack is accomplishing up there, but I'm going to wait and see.
It's either, my guess is it's either something very sneaky that Michael's got planned, because Michael's a very competent player, or he completely forgot about ambushing infiltrators.
Either one of those is possible because no one has ever forgot about ambushes.
Yeah.
Well, I found them.
Yeah. Where are they?
Oh, that's
Death Jack.
Yep, that's Deathjack, buddy.
If it was me, it'd be like an 80-20 that I forgot that he has
Yeah.
ambushers, but
Yeah.
I can't speak for
He's about to get
for Michael.
Yeah, Deathjack about to get combo struck. With some goddamn blessed weapons.
Also, I hope he didn't forget that they have blessed weapons.
Also, that's 90% me.
Oh yeah, I'd forget.
I
every
would have
time.
forgotten.
Mostly because
Are they supposed to roll in this tray?
yeah.
Yes.
It's not showing the dice.
Just because they're not rolling in the tray.
Rhaenys.
Oh, okay.
So there's an issue over here.
Okay, cool. We did it. More technical issues.
Don't
Like,
worry.
it looked like he was rolling in the tray. But
Yeah.
nothing else.
Could you go wave your hand in front of the thing?
Technical issues. Did you see anything?
That's non-existent. There we go. Should be fixed now.
That looks live.
All right, sorry about that, guys. We were complaining about the dice game, and little do we know, we had just screwed it up.
It was Earth all along. Yeah, there it is.
Oh.
Yep. Oof.
Oh.
Was that a stalker or a chicken?
No, it's a chicken. He doesn't have stalkers in his list.
It was the flying light.
Oh, the flying light. Who cares?
Yeah,
about
the Shrike.
Shrike.
Which is actually kind of important because I bet the Shrike is pretty key in this matchup.
Yeah, I feel like it's
All the infantry that you can
probably-
trample and you get boosted to hit rolls on, you trample for free. I think the Shrike's actually, he may have used it as kind of a distraction piece, but I may have tried to get more work out of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Squeeze in here between you thick boys.
Well, only one of us is really thick. Rob's like a tree. I'm like a hibernating bear. Like right at the
There we
beginning of
go.
winter when he's still full of all the fat.
Ooh. Alright. So we got some stuff being pushed.
Oh, it's thunderbolting things.
Yeah.
How fun.
So we're at top of 2.
Yeah.
Who went first?
Rihanna went
Rand
first.
did.
That seems not great for Michael.
It wasn't great. No.
Yeah.
I mean, like the infiltrators on the bottom of the screen haven't moved yet this turn. Like
They're moving right now.
yeah.
So.
But they were so far forward.
Yeah. So what do we got here?
My concern is that we're going to end up in bad scenario town because of the 3 flags in the middle, and Rihanna was able to push forward so fast.
Yeah, this was a pretty tough one, I think, for Michael.
Like I think,
see that.
yeah, I think if Michael goes first, he's in a little bit better position. But
So the good news from my side, at least, it appears there isn't any Mage Hunter Strike Force,
right,
because otherwise
all the
this
jacks are
would be
dead.
really bad.
Yeah.
Because Michael has a lot of jacks.
Yeah, I thought about that at first. I was like, oh, they all have Jack Hunter. Wait, no, none of these have Jack Hunter. Or,
Yeah, so it's not as bad as it could be.
right,
I mean, there's the one unit of Strike Force,
right.
but Matt Blaisdell, who plays here a lot, he likes playing 2 in his Assyria Shadows list.
Yeah,
And that's brutal if you're playing a Jack.
yeah. Well, he plays 2 and then 1 infiltrators that ambush, and
Well, he plays.
Does he play 2 and 2?
He plays. Yeah, 2 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you think he just took he's doing 13 to the, just clobbering this medium in the back over here. I think that's either a shrike or a chicken.
He only has the 1 strike, so it's probably an arc node.
Yeah, it's a Night Wretch.
Yeah, so he's got.
So it's dead.
Yeah. They combo strike to what? 13? 12?
Yeah, so it's like dice even or
12,
something ridiculous right now.
I mean, dice off 2, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're rolling dice, and that's bad.
Yeah, if 3 of them charge. if
So
they-
I
if
think
all of
this
them
is
hit,
Yeah.
the clutch one because
you're
we've
just
got
hoping
Death
he misses
Jack.
The 14?
Do they have gang?
Ooh.
I don't think so. I was just
So
looking.
they're Mat 7s.
They're Mat 6.
So we've got
Oh, they
Death
do have
Jack.
gang.
Oh, so
so
they're
they
Mat 8s.
they are straight dice because they're PAL 14 and they counter strike.
Jeez.
So they need 6s to hit.
6s to hit, straight dice. 3 charging should kill
Oh yeah,
by a lot.
just moitorized.
Yeah.
Are you guys live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I feel like Death Jack is getting murdered pretty hard here.
Yeah. Well, again, he is armor 19, so he is dice off 5.
Yeah. There's
There's-
the last charge, but I don't think
Yes.
he's activated those Mage Hunters yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, Death Jack has 32 boxes or 30
He
boxes.
is on 1 box.
Yeah. So I don't know, and that'll be something we should ask Michael about. Is if he just forgot about either the
Blessed.
ambushers or blessed.
Yeah.
Oh, did he have?
He has Death Ward on Death Jack right now,
Oh,
so he can pick the column,
yeah.
which does matter, but not when you're taking that much damage.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you're just like, just leave the Cortex.
I don't know. Maybe leave the movement up, lad. If you only have 1 box, like leave the movement in Cortex, because if they have to, I guess they're 8s. They still only need 5s.
They're gonna hit.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Yeah, I guess I'd leave the Cortex because he has snacking.
Yeah. He has Skulls of Hate, right? So he could be 5. Well, his arms.
His
have to be
arms are out,
working.
so
He
the
has,
arms are out.
no, he has 1 arm.
Oh, that's where his box is at?
He has his left arm up.
Okay. But he still can't get focused because his Cortex out.
Correct.
But he does have snacking, which I like Death Jack quite a bit. And then they ruled that failsafe doesn't mean his arms are never out. So then that was less sad. That was less exciting for me.
That-
So the
oh,
exciting thing, this is Black Industries, right?
Yeah.
So the exciting thing is the changes that are coming to the theme force. in
Right.
that Black Industries now says, like, you could take Death Jack from Black Industries as of right now. But in the future, you can take any of the character Warjacks.
Yeah.
Because it just says Cryx Warjacks.
Yeah.
Like all the other themes that specifically
Yeah.
they will stay like men off non-character
Yeah.
warjacks.
Well, so like in Black Industries now you can take Deathjack or Malice because they don't have battle group controllers. They're just autonomous character jacks.
Malice doesn't have a...
No, Malice doesn't have an associated warcaster.
Wait. But he's part of the battle.
Yeah. I said autonomous, which
Okay,
is wrong.
I was like, you're talking
No.
about Avatar.
No, yeah. No, I just meant they don't have an associated warcaster that like they have a bond with.
Yeah. Does that matter? Like, couldn't you just take
no-
him in theme?
Well, the reason it matters is because they weren't specifically called out. You could never take them in the theme because you can only take character jacks if you take their warlock or if they're in the theme.
Yeah.
So like, there was a while where, like when Ghostfleet was the theme that Cryx had at the towards the beginning of Mark III when they first released themes.
Yeah.
Cryx players were like, but I don't have any character jacks.
So that was a very weird transition for me. So I started playing Mark III with Khador. And that was also a very weird transition in that in pretty much every Khador list that you had in Mark II, your one warjack that you took or your two warjacks, one of them was one of the characters.
Right.
Behemoth, Beast, Ruin.
Right.
Were probably the most. Black Ivan showed up sometimes.
Sure.
In Mark III, it was like, you can't really take it, man.
Yeah.
Like, Behemoth could come in the one theme, and it was like, crap.
Yeah.
If you weren't taking Sorsha, you couldn't bring Beast, and it was like,
Yeah. Then you were playing Sorsha instead of a person who's been killed by Sorsha way too many times.
Oof, Deathjack just died.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. That's a hard blow.
Michael's lost a lot of warjacks.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of pieces, and
Yeah, we were talking about matchups like this are really weird for a list like Michael has, because you can play them, but you, particularly against like Shadows, which has such, if it goes first, it's so far onto the board. It like threatens really hard, and you have to do work, which means you have to put your stuff in threat. And if you're not the right amount of careful, you just lose pieces. Like Deathjack, right? He either forgot about list or just overestimated what he.
I mean, the other thing too is you're right. There might not have been a way to protect Deathjack.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
he might have just been like, I need to do something.
I need to do work and keep him over here so he's not in scenario. I'm gonna sacrifice Deathjack for
Oh,
it.
jeez. Deathjack is 23 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a feels bad, man.
Yeah, I think he killed 2 mage hunters. But again, that's what we were saying. Like, he may have just realized he didn't have a way to protect him,
Yeah.
and that he was like, I'm gonna get what I can out of him, and then keep Brienne over here, and maybe something will open up in the middle.
Yeah, this is a tough one for Michael.
I imagine next turn he's gonna feat, and there's gonna be several Feast of Worms, just to try and clear out pockets of bros and get some souls.
Yeah, get them bros out of the way.
I mean, that's pretty much what the matchup is, right? Like,
Kill them bros.
got to kill the bros, or you're gonna have a bad time.
Bad time, gosh. Oh boy. Tommy, why aren't you playing in Champions? Oh yeah, you couldn't come out till 6, right?
Yeah, I also didn't like the Crucible Guard ADR right now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I could have just played one list, just Silvestro,
Yeah.
but like I would have ran into the same problem that Michael's having right now. My one list would have been a Jack list, and
You would've-
if I run into Red, I'm screwed.
Right.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, like Michael's list isn't necessarily bad as a list, but this is not necessarily the matchup it wants to see.
Not at all.
Yeah, this is a bit rough.
I mean, like, because even the other thing too is, so like he has Carapace, and so the Cryx Jacks goes up because he has Leviathans, so they go up to armor 22. But Garryth has Mortality, so they go to armor 20, and then they're weapon
Hunters,
they're Jack Hunters. So you end up in some weird positions where, like, even though you have Carapace, you might get chipped down.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just get chunks taken out of you. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you're armor 20, it's dice off 10. Like,
Right.
it, like a lot of time he's not going to do any damage, but if he just spikes 1 or 2, then
Right.
it's like there
Well, so
goes
that's
the
why
system.
Death Word's really nice.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering the rule right.
Because
I'm
isn't
double
it
checking
like
that.
you ignore the effects of broken systems?
No, that's failsafe. Death Ward is you pick a column.
Okay.
It's plus 2 armor and you
plus
pick
2
a
armor,
column.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right. Because Magnus has that, right?
I think that's right.
Yeah, you choose which column the damage is suffered.
Yeah.
So you can, depending, the spike's nice because you can make sure it doesn't go to a good column. And you can, like, small damage is even better because you're just like, cool, he's got 5 boxes left. Every system.
Yeah.
Like,
Scaverous is the TK dude, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he's pretty solid. He'll catch you with weird angles and stuff, and his feat is while in his control range, friendly faction models get boosted magic attack rolls.
And Scaverous cast spells for 1 less.
Yeah, and
So
so
he TKs for 1.
he TKs for 1.
Yes, whatever. I mean, I'm going to call it Soul Converter. It's not that, but like he turns souls into focus.
Yeah.
And he has Knowledge of the Damned, which is a great rule. It's an even better rule on a solo. Thank you, Grimkin.
Yeah. Screw that.
Oh. Yeah, Knowledge of the Damned is really cool. And
So how about we tell the stream what Knowledge of the Damned
So Knowledge of
does?
the Damned is when a model in this model's control range, so 14 for Scaverous, makes an attack or damage roll. This model can spend a soul token to cause that model to reroll the roll. Each roll can only be rerolled once. So the important part is it works for attack and damage, opponent or friendly, and it's souls. And so Scaverous has Feast of Worms, where he
Collects the souls.
actually I think I said that earlier, and that's wrong.
It's Excarnate, right?
Soul Harvester is where the one where when stuff dies, he gets
That's
their
right.
souls. But like, if you can get him a bunch of souls, he has forever many like Knowledge of the Damned, and then the next turn he can have a bunch of power. Like I watched a game that somebody played with Scaverous, and he had 14 focus, and then feated, so Feast of Worms cost 3, and he just like assassinated the caster with Feast of Worms because
Well-
of PAL 15.
I think you mean Excarnate.
No, he cast. It was Feast of Worms
Oh.
because he couldn't hit the caster, so it didn't. So he like it was like
Gotcha.
casted on. Yeah, it wasn't.
Power
No,
14, right?
well, it's. Oh yeah, 14. I'm sorry. For some reason, I think it's 13. I get my powers mixed up a lot.
So you're telling me to always check.
Always leave a note.
That's it. If you're playing Matt, make him double check his rolls.
Yeah.
Clock.
Don't worry, do that to me too, because fertilizer works on constructs, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine.
That matchup wouldn't have been a lot better if you hadn't RFP'd all my immortals.
Hey, don't play good, cheat. Boom. Oh wait, don't do that.
See, that was one of those things that's kind of bad, but we say it as a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, no, I think it must have been Feast of Worms and then just Excarnate the guy. But I mean, it's like PAL 15s basically. He was just kind of like, cool, I have 14 focus. Oh, I rolled bad. I guess I'll.
Oh yeah, he feasts a worm once.
Yeah, and then
minus 2 armor. Excarnate is cheaper.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, and PAL. So just
yeah, that makes sense.
and he's got boosted to hit rolls because it's his feet turn. Yeah, it's pretty. I like Scaverous quite a bit, and that's I think going to be Michael's out. Is going to be.
yeah, Scaverous.
He has Scaverous. He's going to have to. I don't know if he got any souls out. But if he's got souls, that's going to be his out is to try and kill Garryth.
So I'm
So he's got 2 Leviathans left in Cryptus
Yes.
and a Night Wrench maybe.
yeah.
I think he still has a Night Wrench left.
So the issue is I didn't catch if it was his feet turn we had on Garryth 2 because Garryth 2's feet's pretty it's nice to keep chickens out of range.
What is the feat?
Hold on, I'll read it for
They
you.
can- he'll
While
read it
friendly
to you.
faction models are in Garryth's control range, their ranged weapons gain Black Penny. Additionally, when an enemy model advances and ends its movement in Garryth's control range, one friendly faction model in Garryth's control range can target the enemy model with a basic melee or ranged attack.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad when you're trying to walk chickens in.
Yeah, and get shot by a jack hunting
Yeah.
Strike Force.
Right. They're like, "Begog, my armor 14."
So we, as we guessed, the feat is up because we've got Michael trying to figure out what the heck he can pull out of this.
Yeah.
Because this is tough. I mean, Scaverous always has some scary stuff.
Right.
He's also got the problem, this scenario is really live, and Michael's lost a lot of pieces. So if he doesn't score a point this turn or kill Garryth, he's potentially just losing next turn on scenario.
What's
Because he's
so
gonna
Rianne has
score-
stuff in Michael's zone, and Rianne is threatening to score his zone. And how many of the flags?
So there's 3 flags. So
How
I
many-
actually think, looking at the scenario, Michael has to score somehow 2 or kill Garryth this turn to even stay in the game, because, or I guess contest the Rianne's rectangle, right?
Yeah.
That's really hard with Garryth's feet up.
Right.
So it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, Garryth seems kind of like a scenario monster in this list
Well,
on a
it's-
live scenario, because
Yeah.
even if you had, let's say, I guess it would work because Michael has played like a 50 Mechanithralls list.
Yeah.
So even if you're like waving Mechanithralls, there's enough attacks. He might not be able to get enough models into the zone to contest on this feat turn. Now it'd be full of dead Mechanithralls, and people don't care about Mechanithralls that much.
Scott, it's currently bottom of 2, so we don't have a score yet.
Yeah, score 0-0. But we're concerned that Michael's going to let it be 1 or 2-0 after his turn.
Yeah, I think.
That'd be
The-
worst
the-
case scenario. 'cause
well,
I think
so-
he just loses top of 3.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, so if Michael is unable to contest that rectangle and score another point, I think it's scenario game.
Yeah. So Michael clears his worst, like best case scenario. Well, not best
Although
case.
does Garryth have enough solos to score these flags?
Narn the
There's a couple
Arcanist.
Arcanist, Narn, Silas.
And he forgot one of the Solus. So,
But those aren't solos.
oh yeah,
Those are unit
that's not
attachments.
Solos. He's got the Arcanists.
He's got 4 solos and Garryth. Like,
Yeah, but if all he has to do is run them to flags,
fair.
like because we're talking about the fact of he's going to win on, if he does this, he's going to win. I just am not. My concern is that if Michael can't get something in the other zone, then he goes to 1-1. Like Rianne might be able to make it like 4-1 at the end of his turn pretty easily.
I actually think, unless that he might be able to get it to 5 in one turn because he can kill the objective.
You're right. I keep forgetting about the objective in this scenario. Yeah. Well, my point is, I think he's going to go up so far this next turn that Michael almost has to go for an assassination. Either this turn. This turn would be better, except Rianne's a smart person and feated.
Who does that?
Oh, I forgot. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a pretty big deal. I won an 8-person steamroller because Rob forgot to feed in the finals. We had talked we went to Alabama, we talked the whole way there. So at the end of the day, I was like, oh, I think it's the list we talked about. It was the Ragnar list that we talked about in the car. And he's like, no, I don't think so. But I talked him into Ragnar. And he positioned like he was going to feed. And he was like, this is still a bad idea. And I thought to myself, well, he gave me 1 Colossal, but maybe his goal is I kill a Colossal, he kills what killed the Colossal, then feeds, and now he gets 2 turns on my models. And I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. And I'm like, okay, this is a kind of an interesting play. Let's see what happens. And then I realized he had given me 2 Colossals and had not feeded. And I was like, oh, never mind. He just forgot. So,
I'm real good at this game.
So a Hydra killed a Sea King, 2 turtles, a turtle and a gladiator killed a Mountain King, and another turtle killed almost the entire stone unit. And then Mulk came in and didn't kill a turtle.
That's all she
In
wrote.
return. And he was like, I guess I feed this turn. And I was like, cool, I went on scenario. Anyway, that was a game from like 3 months ago. It just makes me laugh because I had, some
We
interesting.
got this beautiful dice cam. You can't see the dice.
Yeah, I was noticing that. We're going to have to get it closer. I don't know if we can get it closer.
Okay, it's whatever. So
Let's powder the dice
Do
so
the
they don't.
casino dice look better on that?
I'm not gonna make people not use their own dice.
Okay.
but that's maybe we'll figure it out. It's mostly just because I'm not gonna not use my own dice, and so.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm kind of a germaphobe, and I don't like touching other people's dice.
I'm telling you,
So
powder
he's-
them so they don't reflect.
Doing
as
some
much.
real work into this this jack over here. It's I think one of the it's
Okay.
the heavy. Which one is it?
The Phoenix.
So he's got everything but
there's only a
the
Phoenix.
movement out on this, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't.
Does he have any Grievous wounds, or is it just gonna reboot? Just gonna Phoenix?
I don't think he has any Grievous, so it's gonna Phoenix Field.
He's got the 6 inches to repair that too, which kind of sucks. And
I'm
with
sorry.
it-
What he has? What
With
6 inches?
Arcanists, that means that
Oh, he's gonna Phoenix Field it, and then the Arcanists are gonna be able to heal it.
well, they're going to be able to empower it,
Oh, neat.
so it'll be basically full up.
That's
So
probably fine.
That's really rough.
So I don't want to victim blame, but maybe Michael should have had a second list.
All I'm thinking about is them Boy Scouts. Come, be prepared.
Yeah.
Rip Snooty.
Yeah, I saw that on Rian.
Retribution of Snooty.
Well,
Retribution is needed. Nice.
we need to just dequalify Rian. Just go ahead and tell him he's disqualified for writing snooty on our stuff.
Brandon Andrews here?
Yeah, Brandon's
Yeah,
here.
Brandon's here.
Oh, I gotta thank him for giving me the zones.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah.
He's
Scott,
playing.
but the powder,
He's playing on like
the powder
table
would
20
help
right
us
now?
so much with seeing them, you know? It'd do nothing bad to those dice.
No.
I'm not gonna interrupt him in the middle of his game.
Oh.
But I will go up to him.
Just like fangirl. Just like, oh, Brandon Andrews, how sweet.
Why don't you just go point out some
No,
rule?
it's literally like the. I mean, I've heard about him, but it feels like the Thanos thing, where it's like I don't even know who you are.
All right, what do we got?
As long as he's not trying to build a glove, we'll be good.
He's just like collecting gems from every state he's won a Masters in.
The Infinity Dice.
He snaps and, I don't know, Signar ceases to exist. I don't know. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Just like, oh no, I made myself sad. Pictures of
Signar ceases to exist, and Tharn gets nerfed.
like Lord of the Feast, Lord of the Feast, and Turtles and Judicators just all disintegrate.
So he does.
All right,
So he's doing some more damage into a heavy.
okay.
So this is the. Is it shield or is it? What's the other one that's red? I can't remember which one
Vire.
has shields. The Vire. It's shields that don't have shields, right?
I think the Vire don't have.
Okay, so
don't
this
have-
is
Vire
the Vire
don't
one.
have shields.
yeah.
The Vire have the weird mismatched weapons.
Yeah.
They have the one.
So I
big,
think this is
one
the claw one.
Yeah, the
harpy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't do nearly as much damage to that one.
small. But there's the other house, right? It's the.
Yeah, Shail or whatever.
No, there's a third one, right? The deflecting
Elaware?
ninja.
The game reverts to Mark II.
Bullet deflecting ninja swordsman.
We just remove all the good models and the game reverts to Mark II. I agree. But we won't have hills soon. How will we be Mark II without hills? Oh, wait.
There was terrain
This
in Mark
is a
II?
good change. Anyone who thinks hills should not go is kidding themselves.
Okay,
Tommy-
I made a bunch
Tommy
of
is
hills.
starting-
I'm a little upset.
Tommy is starting internet beef right now. Tommy's like, I'm gonna only comment this one game. I'm gonna get y'all all in trouble, and then I'm gonna leave. The FCC is gonna shut y'all down.
How many F-bombs can I drop?
One. I think we're at one because nobody's come by and said one yet. That's how it always gets used.
Yeah. Jesse's not here, so.
Oh, that's
we'll be
good.
Oh, that's
there.
good.
They're golden. But Akira is.
We gotta keep
so-
Akira off the top table.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm scared because it looks like Mike.
Yeah, Scott, I think the third house is the Elaware.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah,
I think that's
that's
what he was
right.
talking about. If you recall, I think I said Elaware.
Yeah, we don't
We'll
listen
roll
to you.
that tape back.
Oh, Liz.
Oh, there we go.
I forgot about.
Kate's got us. We're good. All right.
I forgot List was a house. I'll be honest. I thought they were just people who followed other rep people around. Like, let me hear you.
Oh,
let
yeah,
me-
the list healers.
Let me
that's
make
right.
sure your soul is okay. Lame.
Let me massage you with my big hands.
I forgot
Whoa.
Red did anything other than shadows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I always
'cause-
play Matt Blaisdell.
Double shadows.
And I get
So
wrecked.
I have a sneaking suspicion that Michael's just giving up that zone.
Which hit Rian's zone?
Rian's zone. I don't
It's
think.
kind of hard to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Like
Well, yeah, especially in his, like I said, with his list with minimal stuff to get there, the shots or the attacks he's going to take are going to be real bad.
Yeah, the problem is he doesn't have a model that can contest it without being like
Obliterated.
Ideally, you just want some cheap model to just like run into the zone and
Yeah.
just die.
Right.
Especially in this where the zones are so far on one person or
Right.
the other. Like when I was playing yesterday, it's like Jesse put gremlin swarms in there because it's
Right.
no big deal if they die.
Right. Well, and that's part of his issue with, and I think that's one of the things that I like about the Steamroller pack.
Oh my God, are there 5 houses now? Sorry. Riosfos, is that a house?
Risovas?
I don't know.
I think they're a different. I know this. I'm not a lore
Where's our
aficionado.
lore boys?
I don't know,
Yeah, I'm not as up to date.
Lower boys.
but I thought that
Different than
Risovas
lawyer
were
boys.
from the. I thought they were other elves. They weren't from the Retribution. I thought they were like the elves that like
like
the Nis Hunters.
like Nis Hunters?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
gotcha.
thought they were the ones that worship Nisaur, like over in the Frozen Lands.
Oh,
Who
and
like
who
end
got
up
blighted.
Yeah, and like most of them get blighted and they end up in Scyrah.
That sounds
Or Ios.
familiar.
Scyrah is the goddess, not the country.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the stream chat has us covered because while we don't pay attention to the lore particularly, they got us.
Man, look, I got there. It just took me a while.
Okay, Tommy just had a conniption.
I'm
to the
making
camera over here. What is
I'm
going
making
on?
jokes that I'm not allowed to say on air, but I'm whispering them to Tom.
Just speaking into his ear.
Yeah, just sweet nothing.
Just sweet nothings into Tommy ear.
Okay, so if Michael can't get in the zone, we're at the very least.
We got the Wither
One.
Shadow.
I think Rion is at least scoring 1,
Yeah.
probably 2.
Well, so if Michael can score 1, that will help, because then at least it will be. He probably doesn't lose next turn, but
Actually, no, it looks like Rion scores 1.
Yeah, so I think Rion
Because I think
scores
the flags are all contested.
okay.
So,
But what I
it's a-
meant was, if Michael scores 1 and Rion scores 1, it doesn't like end next turn.
Yes.
Well, I guess it might because he can kill the objective.
You can still do it, but it's harder.
Yeah.
It would require clearing multiple jacks off of flags. Yeah. As opposed to just like one jack off the flag.
It'd be really hard if like infiltrators had a hard time and mage hunters had a hard time killing jacks.
Yeah. It would.
Scott knows what's up.
Scott's got it.
Like, so can someone explain to me why Mage Hunter Strike Force, like, okay, they should be Jack Hunters in the rules, right? But
Sure.
from a like, if we're just thinking about them, they have crossbows.
Yeah.
Warjacks are made of like steel.
They also have blessed crossbows, and it's a world of magic and steampunk power. So
So what you're saying is these arrows are enchanted.
no, they just have really heavy arrowheads.
Oh, but why doesn't that hurt beasts more then?
Just go straight through them.
Oh,
I don't-
that's what?
Okay,
It's just a 50 cal just punching holes.
I got it. I got it. I'm gonna go pseudo historical on you. You know how like the Roman legionnaires had like the pilum that like when they hit your shield, it was brass or
Oh,
I
we
think
got
it
a
was-
dead
or
jack.
bronze, and it would like hit your shield and stick and like drag your shield down.
Oh, so apparently, man, the stream has us covered today.
No, jeez.
Also, I like magnets, but the fluff tells us that apparently they're like cortex-seeking arrows.
That's way better than mine. Mine was going to be that they're soft metal, so when they hit, but they're heavy. So when they hit, they pull the parts off of the jacks. But like with beasts, it hits and gets stuck in, and the beasts are like, "Cool, my skin is still attached to me."
Correct. I was thinking like M16s, where like they had to make them full metal jackets so they go through people instead of explode,
Oh.
which kills things better.
See, I play Crucible Guard. We just do this the old-fashioned way. We just get really big guns that have short range and just shoot them.
Nah,
Point
You also commit war crimes.
war crimes.
I don't know what you're speaking about.
I mean, you
know
also
what
played
you're talking
Kador, so you just always play factions that commit war
Once they're
crimes.
in.
Stares at her, a Rusk.
Infernals are busted.
Are they now?
No.
Max Lamon 1. Gang. Max
All right.
L rolls along.
So we have Michael over here in Think Tank.
Good for Max.
So the other thing I think that is going to be bad in this game, even if the scenario wasn't bad, like it's compounded by the fact the scenario is bad in this game, is that Michael had like a 10 or 11 minute first turn, and Rianne had like a 2-minute first turn. So clock is going to become an issue.
Yeah, because Michael just broke 30 minutes,
Yeah.
and this is bottom of 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not where you want to be at.
Well,
Bottom of 2.
I mean,
ideally,
admittedly-
I think you want to be between 35 and 40.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, like, again, he's kind of on the back foot here. He's got to figure out how to pull this one out.
I guess it's better for him to take his time right now while he has a lot of remaining models. Because over the course of the game,
Right.
he's going to lose more models. This clock isn't going to be as much an issue because
Right.
he's only activating like 8
Sure.
things. What did Bunting?
All I gotta say
we
is
don't know.
Trolls did nothing wrong, guys, because everyone's talking about war crimes in the fluff, but Trolls did nothing wrong. Just
Adric
ignore
had a
Doomshaper.
Magic axe
Just
that
ignore Doomshaper.
sacrificed his own people.
It's fine. All of this is fine.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong.
It's a boring conversation anyway.
I'm offended, and I am going
Doomshaper
over
is
it.
just genocidal.
I mean,
It's- Sorry, I just had to resist a.
yes.
What did Ragnar do?
Wait.
What did Ragnar
Do
do?
not.
Rob?
You do not get to say bad things about my boy Ragnar.
Wait,
I will
did
fight.
Ragnar do some war crimes?
No. Ragnar is a sweet grumpy angel. Like, he came onto his yard, you got into his swamp, and he just wants you to get out.
So I just wanna-
Ragnar is love. Ragnar is life.
So I want to tell this to Tommy and the listeners. So Brandon is playing a list with 8 swamp trolls, and I asked him if when he crit consumed someone, if he could yell, "Get out of my swamp!" And he was like, "I guess." Like he was like, he wasn't as excited about it. But I'm gonna get him a Shrek mask for tomorrow, and just we're just gonna make it work.
I swear
man.
to God, if my Dragon's Breath rocket gets pulled and then crits consumed away from the dudes, so I can't replace it, I'm gonna.
He was like, I made this list. I don't want to give away much of his tech, but he was like, I made it for this particular list, so I can. But it was based on crit consume, I'm pretty sure, like pull and crit consume.
I enjoyed that list. I want to see it on stream because I love trolls, and I need a little. I've been playing a lot of Circle recently, so I need some trollspiration, guys.
Well, winning in War Machine is about 3 things: trollspiration, and trollspiration. Also, why are trolls not just? Who has a Smurfs troll army? Why am I not talking about the game we're watching?
Well, because the game's going on, and we've gotten on a tangent. And what's the best streams don't talk about the game.
That's weird. That can't be true. Oh yeah,
In my belly.
it is the same accent.
It is. Oh my God, it's the same person.
I forgot that.
Ah!
Well, he has 8. So Kate says alternatively he could just say "get in my belly," which is true, but he has 8 swamp trolls, so he could just use all sorts of catchphrases.
I think he's compensating. Oh my God, I'm so bad at that one. I think he's compensating for something. All right, so we both got 1 on both sides. It looks like Michael cleared his zone, but
right.
wasn't able to contest the rectangle.
All right, so now we get to see what Rian does on his turn, which seems like it's going to be pretty bad.
I might have to go deal with something.
All right.
The judge call.
So Tommy, what do you think about? What do you think are the chances of how many points you think Rian's going to score this turn?
Well, let me move a little bit closer to see what's going on here. It looks like the top flag is boned. Like there's a Leviathan.
Got it.
That's kind of. There's another that looks like one of Michael's models. I can't tell exactly what it is, but it's an infantry model, so it's going to die. Middle flag is contested by 2 jacks, and the right flag.
Okay.
I think Rion scores 4. Well, the problem is, if Rion can kill Michael's objective, I think he wins.
Right, because he's got 3
He's gonna
flags.
score he's going to score his own zone.
Yeah.
Because he already did. I think that the top flag and the middle flag are his. Because I think these...
So he only has a flag and an
actually,
objective.
top and bottom flag.
Right.
But there's not a lot of infantry. It's a good question. I see him scoring 3 solidly and preventing Michael from scoring any. Possibly 4.
I imagine he'll be able to make a push to get to 4. Like either he'll push the middle flag or he'll get the objective. He might be able to push all the way, but realistically, he's in a pretty commanding position. If he can stay out of like assassination threat and just score 3 or 4, he's probably just going to button the game up anyway.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Like, for example, like I like big plays, but it gets you in trouble. So like he's probably the safer bet just to. It's probably the safer bet just to score the 3
whatever, go up by a bunch, sit Garryth back, and then.
Yeah. Because if he scores 3 this turn, it's 4-1.
Yeah.
You know, and he's threatening to score 3 or 4 again next turn. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Michael is just running out of stuff.
Yeah. The second turn was really pretty brutal for him.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know that we're on. This is not been.
That's fine. Those aren't going to
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you have these ones.
Got it. That's fine.
We're good.
We were talking, and we were actually talking about the game, and I was like, oh no, I don't see the little lights lighting up.
Oh, we got things. Oh, God.
So Tommy and I were talking about how many points we thought Rion was going to score this turn, and we thought 3 pretty handily, maybe 4. He could push for 5, but honestly, it's probably smarter for him just to take what he can get without pushing too hard.
Yeah.
Because really, at this point, his lose condition is going to be assassination.
Yeah.
So score as many points as you can while keeping your caster safe.
I agree.
Because even if he only goes up 3 and it's 4-1, he's still threatening to score 3 or 4 next turn as well, and close out the game that way.
Yeah. Well, and he's still going to be removing Michael's pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he's in such a commanding position. That's probably where he needs to go. That was a rough turn 2 to watch.
A rough what?
That was a rough turn 2 to watch. Like,
yeah, it was really rough
for Michael. I mean, Rion did what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, we keep talking about this, but Rion is playing a very good game. Like, I think this was a tough matchup, but Rion, is this Rion or Rion?
I say Rion.
I don't know. Sorry if we're butchering it.
I'm sure we are. One of us is.
But I think, this is part of the reason you bring 2 lists, and Michael brought 1. It's probably not the ideal matchup for Michael to drop this list, and so... Rion chose right, and given the single list he was shown, so he's playing this list pretty well.
Yeah, like he's doing a pretty good job of putting stuff where it needs to go, allocating attacks where it's going to be.
Yeah, where they're important. I mean, like,
I don't mean to say that it's a list thing. He's playing very well right now.
And Kate, I believe there's a jack in Mike. Well, there's the objective, so that contests, but I believe there's also a jack.
Oh, that would be horrifying if he could actually just score
that'd be rough.
Zone.
That would be
be awful. I like that catch though. That's a good ask.
Yeah.
That's one that I frequently don't think about. Is like scoring other people. I frequently am like, oh, my zone's safe because my caster's there because my caster's scoring it. And then I'm like, oh, it's fine because I have the objective. And then they kill the objective and my caster's there. And I'm like, oh, wait, never mind. They just score 2 points that turn on my zone. That's fun. Fun times.
Telling Mike to mark this back up. There we go. All right. So, is everything going all right in there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally been super smooth up until the one point where I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And like midway through, I hear Judge in the bathroom. Ah, jeez.
So, to be clear to everybody, we have 22 people in this Champions tonight. So,
I'm sorry. You're talking. My name is Judge. Like Judge Reinhold's book.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Judge.
Oh, God.
We haven't responded.
My trial with J. Reinhold. My trial.
oh my God.
So he switched it back over, so Rian's going to try and figure out what's... I guess not. Rian's been moving. I forgot whose turn it was. That's my fault. I apologize. Yep, looks like he's...
And after that, I shouldn't be hitting.
Okay.
So, Kate asks if if he kills the zone, kills the jack and that objective. No, I don't think there's anything to contest the zone. To be
Yeah,
honest,
that's what we were talking about earlier.
it's Michael's in a tough spot.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and like it's just that's going to be a rough thing to happen.
Yeah. So I think that looking at the board state, depending on how he rolls, Rand's got pretty good odds of scoring 4 to 5.
Right, but I mean,
You're right that I think only do that if you roll the dice, right? See if
Yeah.
he pulls off that heavy and kills that objective. You're just
right. I mean, because it's not like you're going to just score points and not do work, right? Because he's got enough clock where he doesn't have to do that.
yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, if he's doing work and it goes really well and he can push for 4 or 5 points, that's great. But like I was just saying, maybe don't do the thing that I do, which is like make a huge push, and then you come up short because it was a 50-50. Everything's a 50-50.
It's never a 50-50.
Everything's a 50-50. Because either it happens or it doesn't.
Oh my God.
Everything's binary. And boop, boop, boop. That's me pushing Rob's buttons. And anyway, but what I was gonna say was,
Oh God. The Witchmark Mortality from downtown.
yeah, oh man.
I also forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that's what Scary Gary does, man.
He's so scurry.
He's a scary man. I like
At least
Garryth.
this heavy's full up. So this will be
For
a
now.
harder one to kill.
I mean, it's a
Not
Leviathan.
like it's
this
mortality
is,
or anything.
I mean, like
Oh,
I said,
wait.
it's got carapace, so against guns it's okay. But when these infiltrators start charging in at POW 14s and it's armor 16, that's gonna suck a lot of butt.
Alright. So we've got some shenanigans, some charges going on. Oh. Ooh, someone's bumped. Let's go see who just bumped the camera.
Yeah, people are moving
Someone's
the-
bumped the camera. Make sure no one's moving around.
Mark.
Oh my God.
Mark Schubach, Bane of Streaming.
Oh man, this is looking rough.
Yeah, I got up and looked at the table, and it did not look good.
Yeah, it's.
What's that? You gotta be looking.
I looked at the table, and then up.
Oh, this is a rough one. But the fun thing about Scaverous is
It's always
that
got that.
unless he wins this turn,
Scaverous has a chance.
Scaverous has a chance. Because the only thing is I think he might have put himself out of TK range.
I'm sure that he did.
Although I'm not sure if that's quite possible.
might.
Scaverous TKs himself, walks 6, so 8. Infiltrator's always doing work. Apparently, we've been making it too fancy, Ryan. Oh, whatever. I don't know. We should have asked beforehand. Whatever.
I like Fancy Ryan as the name.
Fancy Ryan.
Maybe we should pronounce it like Sean, just Ron,
What? As what?
instead of like Sean, because you spell Sean S-E-A-N. So we'll just pronounce
Ron?
as Ron, yeah. Which is fair because he's playing Retribution.
I don't like how we're just kind of like picking at this kid's name.
No, I'm not. There's nothing wrong with his name. I just like we're trying to figure out how to pronounce it. Mm-hmm. And we should have asked because we're idiots and we didn't. You know what? John has known him for a long time, and John has walked over here like 6 times, and I have still not asked him.
Nah, that would be planning.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that. Ooh, this is rough.
Oh, we got the stream engaged in our meanness. Guys, we swear we don't just make fun of people. We're not mean. We swear.
That's not true. We make fun of ourselves all the time.
Okay, that is allowed, right?
I think so. If not, then I just need to go home.
Yeah, you do.
Tommy wandered away from our stream to go look at.
Because I have it too. All right, so it's gonna go to 2 automatically. Because we've got so he gets 2 points. So he's doing like you said and playing it fairly safe. So it's fairly
I would have
safe
thought
here.
that 3 was pretty
It's currently 3 to 1.
safe, but
that's why we're not as good.
I mean that's fair. I mean, just do work and get what you can.
Yeah, I mean because he's just running out of contesting pieces. So
Yeah.
So basically, if like Michael has to run things to contest, or he just literally loses next turn.
Yeah.
Like he loses points this turn, and so it's better to do the safe one.
It's assassination time.
Yeah, because I think that's what he's got.
Scabby time.
I don't know if he can get smells like that.
Huh?
I don't know if he can get smells like that. Also, is Garrett still?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's steady.
This is a moot point.
Yeah.
This is not happening.
That Feast of Worms assassination. Just miss it. Boosted POW 9s. It's fine. Garryth 2 is not stealth, by the way.
Oh, Garrett, who is it? So there's an owl. I'm not sure what he has.
Oh, wait, unless he used camouflage, because he's allowed to use camouflage.
He very well may have done that. Doesn't have to choose on which.
If he uses its normal movement to aim, his control range is extended 2 inches. Is extended by 2 inches, and he chooses either bullseye, he gets armor piercing, camouflage, he gets stealth, or spitfire, he can spend focus to make up to 2 additional range attacks.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what he chose. I wasn't. These are things that it'd be better if I. Apparently, we're getting razzed.
That's fair.
That's fair. We deserve that. Yeah. So we swear we're nice people. Yeah, this is rough. You can tell how hard Michael's thinking about this.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is probably his last turn.
Yeah. No, that's how his name's actually spelled. That's why we've been unable to say it right. Or that's how it's spelled on our sheet, because we don't know.
I mean, he spelled it that way himself on his sheet, so if it's wrong, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you're talking about his last name, and maybe...
Oh, his last name. Yeah, no, I'm just really bad at typing.
I was like, maybe Rob misspelled his last name.
Oh, his last name is definitely misspelled. But I'm kind of enjoying Nobke.
Nomke?
Nobke. We're just mean. I hate that we spent like 10 minutes literally talking about his name.
I didn't realize that you had misspelled his last name.
Neither had I.
Oh, well.
Because I apparently don't read what I write, which I can confirm because I write a fair amount. And that is usually the complaint when I send my reviews off. It's like, did you read this? I'm like, no.
When I used to have to proofread stuff for the law clerk that worked in our office, my common complaint to him was, did you read this before you gave it to me? And he was like, yeah, why? And I was like, well, because all of it is misspelled.
Well, if you don't know how to spell it in the first place,
That's fair.
you don't realize it's misspelled. That's my defense.
The one that got me was he had stuff misspelled on the form that he would, like the form that he would alter. So like it was always wrong the same way. And I was like, please just change your form.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to tell you how to spell this every time. Just spell it right the one time.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got Michael's feeling the burn.
Yeah.
That's one way to play it. He's just decided that he's going to move around and just have fun, which is usually my plan anyway.
Yeah. I'm gonna move models around and have a good time.
Good old game of Battle Barbies. Nothing quite like that. It's popping that feet.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's got, right? Like,
Yeah. I feel like you gotta pop the feet.
I mean, like, basically that's what he's holding it for all game is an assassination.
Scott's got us figured out.
What's that?
He's got a lot listed out. 10 minutes talking about his name, 5 minutes spending 10 minutes talking about his name. And now we're gonna spend 5 minutes talking about the 5 minutes we talked about his name.
No, I was going to talk about the game,
Nah.
but
We clearly do not know this game well enough. Even though we play all the time.
yeah, we're not playing it right now.
Alright, so he is just doing some work, killing up some infiltrators.
Sure.
Which I fully endorse that activity.
Yeah.
I hate infiltrators. I hate playing against them. We have to go deeper. I don't know. If we go deeper, we might never wake up. And
Yeah, we don't have anybody set up to like push us out of the chair. Right?
Yeah, we don't have a. we need to shock our way out. I don't think we have that. We're already professional enough to have all our cameras set up incorrectly. So just don't ask us to do something that dangerous.
Also, I'm not as handsome as Tom Hardy.
Yeah, we're not. Kate's got it. She's got us figures out.
God, the chat is getting us. I love it.
Man, they're mean.
Well, I mean, in fairness, we're kind of mean too.
Yeah, that's fair. We get catty sometimes.
Yeah, Scott's right. Like, the souls are going to be a big part of him trying to
Do anything.
and
Yeah, kill Eris. I hate that lady.
Whoa.
I hate her.
Well, that's fair. I'm not a giant fan, but
We're at 5 and Eris. Oh no!
wait. He was spraying earlier? Michael was spraying?
Oh, this is the Night Wretch. This is AoE boy.
Night Wretches don't... Yeah. What was he spraying with earlier?
I'm not actually
Oh,
sure.
Warwitch Sirens. Got it.
Warwitch Sirens are in the list.
Sorry. I was trying to figure out what the sprays were because I just realized that Night Wretches don't spray.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I think that's probably his plan, but I think Michael sort of just came to the same conclusion that we did earlier, that he's just got a really tough scenario situation because he can't get into that rectangle, and I don't think he can contest one of the flags. So I think he's just trying to kill models for fun. Oh, Kate's so nice to you. Oh, she says
Am
that
I more handsome than
you're
her?
more handsome than Tardy,
Yeah.
and you're and you have a better American accent.
That is 100% true.
Yeah, one of those two things is true. Four, two. Oh. Yeah. All right. So they came to the same conclusion we did. So Ryan's gonna go ahead and do his activations to get those sweet control points so that he can put them on and maybe get a better strength of schedule.
Did Michael
He got a
end his
point.
turn? Okay.
Yeah, he managed to clear the zone, get a point.
Okay.
But wasn't able to contest anything.
I got it.
And
So,
so-
in fairness, like that's probably his best move at this point. If you know the game's over, try to get as many points as you can.
Yeah.
So, if Rion contests the zone, he goes to 6-2.
So I was
So he
just
only
checking
needs-
because Michael was saying, "Hey, get as many control points as ever," and I was like, "Oh wait, is this the stealthy way to win by clock?" Because I wanted to check if Ryan had like 2 minutes left, because that would be how you beat me when I'm in this position, is you convince me to get more control points than I actually need, and I clock myself. I'll go find out how many souls he has, but I think it's a lot.
how many like left?
I think he's on 0 focus, but I think he's got 5 souls. So
Okay.
I think the game's just done.
So, Rob, can we get you a shirt with a clockatrice and your face superimposed over the clockatrice face?
Well, what's it gonna say?
I don't know if it's gonna say anything. It's just you clocking, and that's. I mean,
Me clocking? Oh, I get it. I get that one.
because Rob clocks himself, says a person who also clocks himself. Yeah. So my guess is Ryan's just getting as
no,
many
the-
control points as possible.
Okay, if you're talking about the scenario, currently it is 2-4, and it's Ryan is just trying to get as many control points as he can. Ryan is trying to get as many control points as he can, and that's what's going on right now. So needs more Porgani. We could not get the sweet Porgani here. Sorry.
Oh, that would have been fun.
The sweet Pilwagani himself. That would've been great. Also, our only interaction with him in person is uncomfortable, and we'll save that for the next stream, I think. But
Yeah, like we've had interactions with him online since then that were fine, but our in-person interview with him, Lock and Load 2018, were very bizarre.
yep. Oh my God, double stakes. Now his dice let him down. The time when it does not matter.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. Dice +1 off Garryth.
I know this is an audio medium, so you didn't get to see the face I made of vomiting.
What?
The listeners didn't get to see the face I made of vomit. I made
It's a
a
good old
vomit
vomit face.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have a good way to take a picture of that and share it, because
that's what
otherwise
I'm
just be like, well, but actually that's a good one, because that I can't share that, because it might look like a different type of face.
Rob, you dirty.
Hey, as long as I don't say it, it's still a pro, right?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Where's Porgani at?
I don't know.
Why didn't we should have enticed him with, I don't know, barbecue? What does he like?
I don't know. I feel like he likes lots of things. War games,
Yeah, but I meant like
sweet, sweaty men. I don't know. Making assumptions here. That might just be my likes. Who knows? The face people have plastered on shirts. Oh yes, I actually have one that I unfortunately got too heavy to wear. It's Papa John's. All right, I can do Papa John's. Part of the reason our podcast is called The Mysterious Talking Yeti Man is a friend of ours, when I have my hair down, thinks I look kind of like a weird Yeti just walked through, because my hair goes all crazy, and that's where our name comes from. So I have a shirt that has my face on the Yeti.
which is perfect.
Oh, he also really likes John Galvin. We know this. Good old Porgani. Yeah, this shirt is an aesthetic, is what it is. It is a mood and an aesthetic. It is everything. I need to share my shirt right now, because it's also a pretty good aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
It's good mood.
I thought those were.
Oh no, they're Frenchies.
I thought they were penguins at first, but they're not. They're French bulldogs.
I have a lovely, lovely Hawaiian shirt with Frenchies on them. It's wonderful. They're 9-man CRA into the objective. He's making him re-roll. Yes, do it.
That's amazing.
He's making. That's the way you got with style.
Yeah,
That's
there we
good.
go.
We got him.
That's going to be
screwed up.
game
That was
on
pretty
control
funny.
points.
All right,
Yeah.
so I think the game's ending up at 7-2. But that'll be the game. That's wrapped up. Thanks for coming coming and watching the stream, guys. We'll have round 2 up in the next 20-40 minutes. And stay tuned. Keep an eye out. Thanks for watching.